Well, before we get into it, I want to say thank you, Brad, for the hat. I appreciate it. Brad, nice enough, him and his wife invited me and Sue for lunch. He is from the Superior Police Department. So I don't know who those people are, but just in case any of you are watching, Brad, and Sue had lunch, and Superior Police got your back. Timothy McWilliams asked about how far do you have to be away from a rec center. I sent him an email back, but it's a good question for everybody, I think. So you don't have to sit and listen to the noise all the time. Now, let me just say, some people doesn't mind that pickleball noise all day long. I'm not one of them. If it was a good enough deal, would it make me not buy? Probably not. I would probably design things or make some changes in the house to where if I was inside, like here in my lanai, I had these glass sliding doors that go from ceiling to floor, put all the way around here. So it's much quieter in here. If I open one of these doors, you hear a little bit of an echo in the back. See, if I open just a door a little bit, that echo, the quality of my voice gets better. You don't hear that little bit of a reverb in the back. So you can have things like these glass doors put in your lanai so you don't have to hear it, but you can still enjoy your lanai. There's all kinds of little things you can do, but I didn't want to be next to it. I didn't want to hear it. So I can't tell you exactly how far we are from the Manatee Rec Center. I know if I had to walk there, I could walk to the Manatee Rec Center. I generally take my golf cart though, basically because I'm fat and lazy. And in my golf cart, time I back out of the driveway and drive down there, I'm going to say 2 minutes or even a hair less than that. It doesn't take very long to get down there. It's same as the postal station. I'm kind of in between the two. And if I go to the post office, same thing, a couple minutes maybe, if that. And I don't hear nothing down there at pickleball courts, nothing. How far do you have to be to not hear it? I don't have the answer to that. I think it depends on the terrain. If there's a lot of bushes, say, around your house or whatever, or the areas you're in, those bushes knock down noise a lot. If you're in a hilly area of the villages, like say Mallory area, the village of Mallory, I think Summerhill, and some of them areas up there, Calumet, is it Calumet? Anyway, that area up north, close to say the Mulberry area, it's more of a rolling country up there. So if you're in that area, those little hills and things, they knock down the noise a lot. If you're in the flat grounds of things, then that noise travels a lot. If you're next to water, because there are times here, believe this or not, that because of the swamp that's back here behind us, it's a big swamp too, it's right there next to Evans Prairie, that sometimes if the wind's just right, not always, this is not an everyday thing, but sometimes, especially on hot summer nights, every weekend, Evans Prairie has like a band or somebody playing music out there on the outside deck. And people eat and they drink and whatever, listen to the guy or girl playing. That sometimes I can sit out here with my lanai doors open and I can barely hear them playing over there because of that water. The sound travels over that water pretty good. As far as the downtown Brownwood goes, I don't know how far that is. I don't hardly ever hear anything from down there, but on a clear night, I can see in the sky the lights of Brownwood. And that's probably a good, I'm gonna say 10, 12 minute golf cart ride from here. I don't know how far that is, but where I'm at is just good for me. It met all our criteria. I just didn't want to hear that because I had my first house over in Caroline. We weren't too far from Coconut Grove or Coconut Cove Rec Center. Anyway, whatever it is over there. And I'd sit out in our lanai. It was just a patio villa, so the lanai was in front of the house, not in the back. And I could sit out there with the windows open, and that's all I could hear all day long was that pickleball all day long. Now, after a while, keep in mind I was not full-timer over there. I was here part-time, so I was here like for vacations. It was my vacation home. And after you're down here for a few days and you're doing this and doing that, you just get to the point, it's kind of like a clock ticking in your house. After a while, you don't even notice the clock ticking. I mean, we got this big grandfather's clock that belonged to my dad, and we finally got it fixed, and everything's working on it now. And, you know, this thing goes off regular, especially on the hour, when everything's working on the hour. And 99% of the time, I don't even hear it, and it's right in there. You know, so you kind of get used to it, and you just get to the point, your brain, I guess, just blocks it out. But you don't have to be that far away from it, in most cases, to not hear it. Unless you have acute hearing. My mother had acute hearing. She could hear a pin drop on the other side of the house. I swear she could. If you've got that kind of hearing, you may have to move further away. But if your hearing is, I'll say, anywhere from normal for your age, like my hearing, I think, is kind of normal for my age, but I still know that I don't hear like I used to, and I don't hear it. Oh, I don't know who this is from. It's from Fix. Whoever Fix is. They were talking about that they didn't realize I was a UAW member at one time. I was. And out of Fort Wayne for Saturn Corporation, and I represented the truck drivers. A lot of people don't know that some truck drivers are UAW members, and we were. If I remember right, we were part of the, trying to think of the union number that we had out of Saturn. I want to say the 1488, maybe. It's been so many years ago, I don't even remember. But yeah, and I enjoyed it there. I really did. It's a shame Saturn just didn't make it. It says, what the heck did you do? Fall off the roof? Seen the scratches? Oh no, I know what you're talking about. Where they at? They're almost gone now. You're talking about these marks that were over here. Now, let me tell you how stupid I am on some things. I just get in a hurry and I don't like to stop. When I start doing something, I just want to get it done. I don't like dicking around. I don't like standing around talking about fixing something. I just want to get it fixed. Well, this hedge back here in the back needed trimmed. And I knew I was going to be gone to Texas for the whole month of March. And this is that time of year where it's going to start getting cold, especially at night. We had a freeze warning last night, just come think about it. And so it'll go dormant and it'll quit growing. But I like to keep it trimmed, so because I don't like to work my butt off, you know, cutting it and trimming it and then raking everything up and all that stuff. So if I keep it trimmed as I go, then there's very little raking that I have to really do. I mean, I could be done within an hour. Just cut it, because I got a gasoline trimmer. It does a wonderful job. I can just cut it, rake it, bag it, done. Well, I just got done tuning this thing up. And the only thing I can tell you is when I took the plastic piece off, which exposes the muffler and everything, and I put the new spark plug and stuff in, and the gas lines and all that, somewhere, either I didn't tighten the screw up, or I must not have tightened the screw up. There's no other way it could have came out. But somewhere along the line, that screw came out. Well, when that screw came out, the plastic shield fell off where the muffler and stuff. And I knew it fell off, and I just kicked it over here in the grass by the lanai, and I said, I'm going to finish it up. So I just kept going. Well, somewhere out there, I don't remember where, when I was trimming the bush, my arm got against the muffler, and those were burn marks that you saw. That'll teach me. It says, if you haven't done it yet, can you do a small video of your attic space? I already have. I took a light and everything up there to show what the attic looked like, how the floor was they put down, the one light they put up there for a little light. And in my garage, what the video was actually about was there's no insulation above my garage. And no, I still haven't got insulation up there. I've just been busy doing some other things, and there's really no excuse for it. I just haven't got it done yet. I need to get it done. I want to get it done, but I just haven't got it done yet. Just like I want to get air conditioning installed in my lanai. And I know there's a lot of options out here, and I haven't decided on that. And I think what I want to do is wait until I actually really decide on how I want to do this in a lanai, the different air conditioning options I have, and then do it all at the same time. get the lanai insulated. Most lanais here don't have insulation above them either. People think they do, but they don't. I get it blowed in up there, get the air conditioner installed, get it blowed in above the garage, and then I'm done with the whole project. But I haven't decided on everything yet, so I really haven't done it yet. But I have done a video. You'll probably find it. If I think about it, below this video in the comments, I'll put a link to that video if I find it. I know they're hard to find sometimes. I think it would probably be, and I'm just going to guess, in home tours. If not there, I don't know where it is, but I promise you I'll look and I'll see if I can find it. And if I do, I'll put a link below. If you don't find the link below, I probably couldn't find it either. Thanks again, Joel and April, Michigan. You from the UP? I got some neighbors over here somewhere from the UP. I got some friends that lives up in pretty close to Saginaw up there somewhere, and he's got I think everybody in Michigan has one of these, by the way. He's got a cabin lodge in the UP, and that's where he goes fishing and hunting all the time. And when I was driving for Saturn at one point, I used to go to Saginaw and pick up the steering mechanisms, the brake assembly, and I think something else, and I can't remember what it was. But anyway, everybody I talked to at all them docks up there, great people. They treated me well. And maybe it's because we were all UAW members, I don't know, but they all treated us very well. And they seemed like everybody up there had some kind of a hunting lodging or a cabin or something in UP. Like, that's the thing. And I guess in Michigan they had a big problem at one time of opening day of deer season, that there were so many people wanting to take vacation weeks on that day, opening day of deer season, that there was a problem. I forget what they done to fix it. Maybe they closed the plant down for that day. I don't remember, but it was a menagerie. Well, he talks about he can't wrap his head around the storage space here. I'll tell you, unless you've got the money to buy a 3 or a 4 double garage home, and when I say that, I'm talking you have a 2-car garage. They also have homes down here where you can get 2 2-car garages, 3 2-car garages. Those homes generally come with a price tag. Those homes are generally custom built for you, because they just don't build them and then sell them. You have to buy the lot and then decide that's what you want, and then they build it for you. So the storage issue down here, I'm not really talking about garages, but the storage issue when you come here as a retired person is an issue. It is an issue with almost anybody that isn't a millionaire, that they can afford to buy them huge garage type homes. It was for me, it was for Sue, but I will tell you, I sold a lot. I knew I wasn't going to be able to bring everything down here, but I sold, gave away, donated so much stuff out of my garage up there that in some ways, I wish I'd have kept some of it, because I do have room for it. You just have to do it a different way. And now I find myself buying some of that stuff a little bit at a time over that I already had it. Like, I'd like to have a roll-around toolbox here. I had 2 of them. I gave both of them away. I could have brought at least one of them here. I could use it right now. It'd be out of the way. So little things. Think very carefully of what you need to get. I got rid of my Corvette. I had 2 of them. Got rid of them because I figured I had nowhere to park them. I could have parked at least one here, not both. But what I didn't know was that there is some storage lots around the villages and in the villages that are reasonably priced. You can get indoor storage. They're not reasonably priced. But like my camper and the dolly and all the stuff, I have it over here, not too far. It's in Wildwood over here. A storage lot. I am parked outside, but I got the lot, and I have access to dump, fresh water, potable water. I can wash my campers there. I can, what else can I do? I think I have access to a electric outlet way back here in the back if I need to go back there for something. I can't remember. But anyway, I do know I have water and dump access because I've been there several times. It's just right there as you go in. For 50 bucks, it's 50 bucks a month. So, you know, that's not a deal breaker for me. I'm okay with that. I do wish I was under a roof. At least 6 months out of the year because it's so hot that the sun bakes down on the roof of a motorhome or a fifth wheel, especially if you have a rubber roof, but really it doesn't make no difference if it's rubber or fiberglass roof or what it is. The sun bakes down so bad that it will actually, it just destroys it over a period of time. Your inside of your camper will get so hot that the walls start to warp a little bit. The curtains fade out, the seat cushions fade out. I mean, everything just starts to fall apart. So if you're using your motorhome or camper regularly, where you're traveling and you're running your air and doing that kind of thing, then you probably won't have near the problem. But most people here, they come down with a camper or motorhome, they park it over there. They might go out a weekend or two or three in the summer months or something, or maybe they're just like a worker in reverse. They'll take a 2 or 3 week trip and then they come back and it sets for 2 or 3 months. They don't go nowhere. That's what I do. I take off for a 4 or 5 week trip, and we got back from the East Coast there. When did we get back? I want to say we got back like the very last of October, almost like November the 1st we got back. And my camper's been sitting over there ever since. Now we're leaving again the last of February, and I'm going to be gone the whole month of March, and then be heading back here April the 1st. So to get some time, when I get back here, how long is it going to sit over there before I use it again? I don't know. I don't plan anything. I just get a hair in my butt and tell the old lady, say, pack your bags, I want to go. And we just go. Halfway down the road, she'll ask me, where are we going? So anyway, yeah, there are storage lots. And there are cars over there that I've seen, and I don't know what kind of cars they are. And they cover them with a full car cover, all the way to the ground. So they're trying to protect them from that sun. It's just thinking, it might be something to think about. I don't know if you want to do that. If it's a real antique, old, collectible type car, I'm sure you don't want to do that. So if you're looking for like a 3, 4, 5 car garage, some of these older houses, we got one down the road from me. It's got like, I want to say 3, there's one house down there, I think, with 3 car garage. There are 3 single doors for a car. Then there's another house down there, I think, with like two car garages. So he could put 4 cars in there. They're around, but they're going to cost you. I mean, that's just the way it is here. It's going to cost you. 4 car garage is going to cost you like having that golf course view out of the back of your house, or that water view out of the back of your house. You're going to pay for it. So it all depends on how much you want to spend. I'm getting ready to do a video on the house right now that a guy's going to sell. And it sits on Evans Prairie, and it views one of the greens. I'm not sure, it's right there. Really, I've been to his house. It's beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous view. But being on the golf course, having that view, and he's got tons of upgrades on this house. This house is going to cost more than what most people want to spend. Not all, but most. It's going to be well over 6. I can't tell you how much, maybe 7, 750, I don't know. But hopefully I get to do that. I've gotten an email wanting to know if I want to do a video down there, and I said, sure, I'd like to, just so I can show you guys different homes and what they cost. Not everybody's going to be able to afford that house, but it's there for those that can. So we'll see what we can do about that. Anyway, I think I've said enough. I'm also going to do another video about the announcement coming up, and keep your ears and your eyes open. You're going to hear it. And I want all of you to be there. So until then, I'll see you on the other side.